To paraphrase a final stanza from Sam Cooke, there may have been a time that Monteith, Anderson, and Solomon thought they couldn't last for long. But because of them, we are all now able to carry on. 60 years has been a long, long time coming, but we're so thankful that change has come.
September 11th, 1963, 3 students walked out of the Osborne Administration Building on the University of South Carolina's campus, having changed the course of history. Henrie Monteith, Robert Anderson, and James Solomon Jr. became the first Black students to enroll at the University of South Carolina since the Reconstruction era. In May of 1962, Monteith sought enrollment at the University of South Carolina. After submitting her initial application, she was denied admission on the basis of race. Monteith, alongside civil rights attorney Matthew Perry, filed a lawsuit that resulted in the integration of USC.
I felt a sense of calm continuing. Going into the building, there was a lot of motion on the sides, which I saw. People running this way or that way to get a picture, to look, to see. Coming out was very much more calmed. I think people said, done. It happened. And I think that we have been judged as a state by not having as much hoopla as some of the other states had when there was integration. But somehow or other, I don't know how or why, it was quiet.
After ruling in favor of Monteith in the summer of 1963, Robert Anderson and James Solomon Jr. enrolled alongside Monteith on September 11th, 1963.
Do you know if any others plan to do this?
Well, I've heard quite a few say that they hope to apply to the university and they want to attend. So I'm sure that there will be some others who will enter.
The iconic photograph of the 3 exiting the Osborne Administration Building marked a turning point for the civil rights movement in South Carolina.
It captures the courage of the moment. What I've always loved about the photograph of Monteith, Anderson, and Solomon poised on the steps of Osborne was the beginning of a new era, but mostly it was their courage as they were looking out across the campus. And what makes this sculpture so powerful is it captures the courage of that moment.
I think about the time when I was around, because I was only maybe 3 or 4 blocks from this area growing up in Columbia. And the fact that I couldn't walk on the campus at that time, it's, the feeling is, it's amazing that we've come as far as we've come. We've got ways to go, but just the fact that this represents a lot to not just the African American students, but to the university itself.
Monteith's actions continue to trailblaze into the 21st century, standing as a testament to a crucial historical moment. Monteith hopes the moment in history will inspire those who see it to know that they, too, can fight for change.
I want them to see a place where all are welcome, that has embraced the fact that we are different people. I want them to see in my colleagues, but also in myself as a woman, someone who said, I can do this. This should be done so that you can also come. Doesn't mean you as simply African American, but you as a member of society. Everybody's welcome here. And that's really what I want people to think about. This university took a huge step that day, and it's continuing to walk forward.
Monteith's actions have changed the trajectory of the university and opened the doors of opportunity to countless students. As the 60th anniversary of the integration of USC approached, the University of South Carolina Board of Trustees approved a motion to memorialize the pivotal moment in the university's history. Artist and sculptor Basil Watson was commissioned to create the monument, which was to be placed in front of the McKissick Museum, adjacent to the Osborne Administration Building.
I might be forgotten. The real heroes are the 3 persons in the story who went through it. But to be a part of that is an honor. And It's, I think, great for my legacy that I was involved in some way and able to tell the story of these people who are heroes for me as well as for the university.
As statue and base were being created, a groundbreaking ceremony was held on September 11th, 2023, to mark what would become the monument's permanent home on the USC Horseshoe. The monument stands over 12 feet tall, influenced by the iconic photo of Monteith, Anderson, and Solomon Jr. exiting the Osborne Administration Building after enrolling at USC.
I was really amazed by this piece, and just thinking about when it's formally installed on campus, and I think about children, young children being able to come up to this piece and just being fascinated and amazed, and also thinking about the educational component, what they can learn about history and the past by looking at this piece.
Art is a way of transmitting both beauty and knowledge. And the knowledge is the sense of history that it depicts. Sometimes you just see a picture or a statue, but you don't get the essence of what was behind it. I think this really will tell a story. It should tell a story.
Before the bronze was cast, several maquettes were created. As each maquette was created, the size and detail in the pieces grew until a final life-size replica was ready to be cast. Each bronze segment was carefully poured and cast at Inferno Art Foundry outside of Atlanta, Georgia.
So we see down here, the bronze will be going in and filling all these negative spaces that will be left when the wax is burnt out. So we have 2 more pieces to complete the entire monument. It's looking good. The projection is that by next week, these 2 pieces will be in bronze to go with the others. It came in sections, so one figure was done, the other figure, then the other figure. The full length of time is about 4 to 5 months. It's an exciting process.
Once each element was cast, the monument was assembled and given patina treatment to preserve the monument's final color. The unveiling ceremony took place on April 19th, 2024 on the USC Horseshoe. Representatives from all families were present, including Henrie Monteith Treadwell. The ceremony was dedicated to unveiling the monument and an adjoining plaque, forever cementing the actions of Monteith, Anderson, and Solomon Jr. into campus at the University of South Carolina. Now installed to the left of the main entrance to McKissick Museum, the monument stands tall as a piece of the USC Horseshoe, representing the courage and bravery taken by Monteith, Anderson, and Solomon Jr. in September of 1963.
I don't think I've experienced that type of emotion before. It's going to be new. It's going to be quite exciting. And I am eager to see the students as they approach it and see it for the first time.
You have to have commitment to doing it. And I think if we use the sculpture not as a period, but as a comma, then maybe we have a chance to continue to move forward.
I know this is based on historical documents, but I'm thrilled that Henrie Monteith Treadwell is in the center, because so often in the history of the civil rights movement, the role of women has been diminished, and she's right in the center and looking forward into the future.
The way I think about it is that now I can exhale. It's a big project. At least it sounds big to me. And I can exhale because it's finally a time that the institution is officially and formally acknowledging what happened 60 years ago.